We'll open up with a few questions in the room here, and then we'll go to the Zoom. Let's start here in the room. Go ahead.
Hi, Nneka. You just dominated on all facets of the game. Talk about a homecoming. As an opposing player for the first time, did the crowd feed into how you played? Because typically when a home team plays, the crowd helps them get that energy. But for you, did it happen for you too?
I wouldn't say particularly. I mean, it was, this is a very familiar court for me, so I feel very comfortable playing here. I would argue that it's a little difficult on a camp day game. The energy is just loud, which is really good. But and it's great for us to be able to work on that kind of playoff atmosphere where, we're communicating at a high level. But for me, it was really just about coming in and finishing out the first, what, 3/5 of the season before going into Olympic break. But of course, feeling good here in crypto is very natural to me.
Welcome back. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
You guys have now won, let's see, 8 out of the last 10 games. A little bit of a struggle to start the season, but it seems like things have been really clicking for you. What can you talk about? What kind of things have gone into that coalescence over the last, June 23rd?
Sure. I mean, I would say that, there's a lot of new pieces coming into the team this year and acclimating to each other. A lot of new big pieces too. I think it takes a little bit of time to gel in that way. And so chemically, it was really trying to figure out what the composition of our team was, what the cadence of our team is, and getting into that flow in a way where, it feels not necessarily like we're hitting a groove, but like we're kind of evolving throughout the season towards a point that is a common goal, is what I feel we've been able to master, especially in these last 10 games, through the wins and the losses. And I'm grateful that we were able to finish on a high point going into the Olympic break.
Let's take questions on Zoom. Masvita, start us out, and then we'll go to Bella.
Hey, Nneka, did you obviously historical day, the win, and then obviously your points in? Did you say anything to Lisa, or you obviously knew she was there?
Yeah, I mean, anything that I've done, whether it's in a Sparks jersey or in the WNBA in a Seattle Storm jersey, is because I was raised in the house that Lisa built, and then of course CP was able to sustain that foundation as well. And so I just really thanked her for all of the times that she inspired me, and for me to be able to be a very small part of that legacy.
As always, Jules, you're right on time. Just how important was the defense here? Down in the clutch, you getting the 12 points. How important is defense for this team and the energy that it takes?
No, it's super important. I think we said before, it's really kind of started with Sky, getting, a lot of activity and pressure on the point guards, and then Nneka being Nneka, pressuring the elbows and knowing ahead of time what play calls is going to happen. And we kind of, everyone in the back kind of used that. It was like, okay, let's go. So we know that we're very versatile on defense, and our activity level and our ability to switch things and kind of cover up certain things just because we're athletic helps us a lot. But we love getting stops. We understand that helps us on the offensive side and makes it a little easier, and we're able to get layups by getting deflections and still. So it's definitely something we definitely are very prideful about.
Thank you.
Now let's go to Bella and then Percy.
Hey guys, thanks for the time. Just for you, Nneka, talking a little bit more about passing Lisa Leslie for 12th on the all-time scoring list. Just what do you think about that record, and how does it make you feel, especially to pass her playing in LA even though you're on a different team?
I mean, it still feels the same, it really just, it feels like such an honor, to even be that close to her on the list, for her to do it in LA, to do it with her watching. I mean, she's just someone that's always inspired me and my sisters, and she's continued to be, someone who mentors and who continues to help build the game. And I'm just really grateful to have someone like that in my life, who understands the history of this league, the history of the Sparks, and what it really means, and exudes it even after many years of, accomplishing all of her goals.
And Percy, go ahead.
Hi guys, this one's for Nneka. Hey, just after the All-Star break, what type of plans do you have for the after the All-Star game? Just what type of plans do you have for the Olympic break? And you obviously you didn't have much of a say in it, but is the 4-week layoff coming at a good time for y'all, considering that you've won 8 of the last 10 games here?
I mean, I think the break is coming at a time that's good for everyone when it comes to being able to get rest outside of the Olympians who are going to have to go out and continue to compete. And, you know, the break is what we do on the break is kind of, at least for me, since I've been in the league, the same. You know, you get rest and then you get to work. And that's exactly what's going to happen for me on the break.
And then is there any sort of advice that you give to the younger players as to how they manage this time off, of just that, you know, how you manage the rest versus keeping rest versus the rust there?
Yeah, I mean, just maintaining balance, you know, keeping things in moderation. I think it's important for everyone to lean into the rest as we step into this break. And then, you know, once we're all back in the city and working out together, that's when we really try to utilize the time that we have on the court to get better and to get strong.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, questions? One more question.
Hey, Jewell. So you're
Am I done? Oh, okay.
you're
Sorry about that.
affectionately known as the Gold Mamba, and you know I can see the Kobe logo on your arm there. Considering everything that's happened today with the passing of Joe Bryant, was there any, I guess, added oomph to, I guess, show out today, especially considering, you know, this is I guess, the house that Kobe built along with all the other Laker legends?
I wouldn't say there was like extra motivation on that end. I think obviously, you know, anytime you lose anyone who, you know, you're close with or anything like that, you know, it's never easy. And the best way, you know, like you kind of said, to honor anyone is to go out there and play your hardest, or, you know, whatever it is. You know, obviously I want to send all the, you know, my condolences to the Bryant family. And I know before the game, I walked out and took a picture of Kobe statue and kind of walked around it, and he's kind of had a moment because that's my first time seeing it. But for me, it's always very important to just come into here and just respect the game. I think that's something that you want to do every time you step on the court, just do that. And, you know, I have a lot of respect for the Bryant family, obviously. And I want to make sure that I'm doing exactly what Kobe told me to do. And I have so much respect for that family and what the legacy that they're building.
Any more questions for Nneka before we let her go? All right, thank you, Nneka.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Jewel, a few more questions for you, and then we'll let you go. So go ahead.
Jewell, you guys have won now your 8 out of your last 10 games and coming together really well. The defense really stood out today for me. What are some things, I know obviously you're going to a break, what are some things the team's going to look to improve on when you get back from break? Because obviously you guys have taken a lot of steps, but I know this is a team full of pros. You're probably thinking about what else you could do.
Yes, it's always, you know, an opportunity to get better at things. I think for us, you know, we know that we can get stops, you know, we can rely on our defense, and a lot of defense is just effort and communication, but we're still getting better at it as well. I think the next level for us is just putting together maybe like easier progressions for us and just trying to find better ways to not have little lulls. You know, I think that kind of basketball goes in, it's a flow, it's up and down. We understand that, but for us, we really we don't like to see them a lot. So for us, is making sure how can we prevent those things at certain times, but also rely on who we are. You know, and to be honest, we're still a team that's still, you know, new. A lot of things takes time to kind of build out a flow. So we're right where we're supposed to be, and we know we get build on and add on to this thing. And right now we're moving in a good direction.
Hi, Joel. Dahami Joseph with Yahoo Sports. I spoke to Nneka earlier, pre-game, and she talked about one of the main reasons why she came to Seattle because of the championship culture. And you have a lot to do with that. You set the foundation of this iteration of the Storm. How do you think your championship experience leads this new group? We have a lot of big new pieces to add into the mix, but you guys still are going for one common goal.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the biggest thing that, you know, I've mentioned to Nneka and Sky and really the whole team is, you know, for us to win a championship, you have to be yourselves. I mean, that's the only way you can do it. You can't try to be someone else. You can't try to be, you know, do something that I do that you don't do. Just the best way to win a championship is be yourselves. That's why we're all here. I feel like if the pieces all align and we're all at our best version of ourselves, that's when you have a chance of winning games, but obviously going deep in playoffs. And so for me, it's understanding that, everyone has to stay ready. You never know when your name's going to be called for a certain matchup or lineup or things like that. So making sure everyone's just mentally staying ready, body's feeling good, and we're all having this joy when we're playing basketball. I feel like this team, and especially, we play so much better when we're playing free, playing with a joy, and even through a lot of things, laughing and still taking it serious. I feel like that's how this team gets better. So that's kind of just the speech I have for us, and not putting too much pressure on anyone and allowing us to just be pros.
And then this is a two-parter for you. What does the word legacy mean to you? And then what do you think your legacy is here with the school?
The last couple of years, the two things that I kind of hold my head on is just be epic and create forever. Those are the last two things that Kobe said to me. And so I look at, what I'm doing on court, off court as that, is there a way to be epic, and is there a way to create forever? And I think for me, it's finding just the next generation and helping the next generation of hoopers, but also people who want to invest in entrepreneurships and things like that. So whatever that looks like for me will be that. I feel like that's a question. Maybe once I'm done, you guys could kind of help me maybe put into the right words. But those are the two things that I kind of live by day by day.
Got time for one more question. Let's take Dylan on Zoom. Dylan, go ahead with your question.
Perfect. You and Nneka combined for 20 out of the 25 points in the fourth quarter. What did you guys both see? I mean, particularly you obviously see in that fourth quarter that helped sort of push your team over the edge.
I'm just staying aggressive. Nneka kept telling me to, get to the line, get downhill. And I think that's a aspect of my game that, depending on certain matches, I can really take advantage of. And I feel like I can keep doing that and stay kind of in my sweet spots. And same with Nneka, I think her ability to run the floor and two-man game with me and her helps us a lot. And just making she's so active. So we know shots go up, she's going to rebound the ball, get second chance shots for us and opportunities. And I think that's the biggest thing. You always tell each other to stay aggressive, stay in that pocket, keep doing what you're doing, things will fall. And that's kind of how we, like to play.
Thanks, Jewell. Appreciate it.
Thank
We'll
you,
coach
guys.
in here in just a few